Let's take a minute to create a database using Visual Studio 2012. File, new project, a C# Windows form application. And let's call it Simple DB. Make sure I know where it's being saved at. OK. Take a minute and look at our Server Explorer. I'm going to pin this down so we can take a look at it. If you don't see it, you can go to View and View and Server Explorer. I've already got this up. So, and what we have in here happens to be, this will be the name of your computer, whatever that name is. You'll see that we have event logs, very important, so you can go into any of these logs and see information about your computer, management classes, events, queues, performance counters, all very interesting, and you can add all this information to a program so that you can view any of this information. Okay, let's unpin this. Now let's go to our and I'm going to right click and I'm going to add a new item. Go to data. In this case, a local database. And simple db1.sdf. Add that. Dataset or entity data model. Let's go with dataset. Leave the default name. Finish. And under data connections, we've got our simple database. We have tables here, and what we want to do is to right click on this and we're going to create a new table. If you don't know about databases, you'll need to take the time to study the basics of a database. Here I'm going to make a very simple table in a database, and this is SQL Server. Column is name. What do we call this? First name. And what data type or what we'll be storing in here. And you see that we have quite a few choices of what we can save in here. I'm going to leave it at variable characters, but you see that we have a lot of choices. Big and small integers. We can put images in here if we're working with money, and we need to be careful with how we format money. So, money is not a data type of float or integer, but we'll use the money type for that. So we've got a lot of choices in here. And how many characters can we type in at one time? For any given first name, 100. I doubt if we'll have a first name of 100, but let's put it at 20. Can we allow empty first names? Well, in this case, maybe someone doesn't have a first name for some reason, so we will say yeah. Is this unique? Will these, well, first name is not unique. There might be a lot of people with the same first name. Is this a primary key? And again, this refers to databases. So we'll leave that. And so all those are good. Let's go to the second part. And in varchar, put this at 20. And how about zip code? And even though this may not be quite appropriate, how about if we put it at an integer data type? Okay. Okay. And let's change this just for fun. Okay. And let's leave it at that. So I'm going to click. Alright, change this. And see. Oops. No. Trying to drag this in so you can see. Okay. Click OK on that. See that we've created a simple table. We have our columns, and we don't have any indexes in this yet, but you can see our column names here. Okay, I'm going to right click on this simple table and show table data. And it allows us to enter in names. Alright, that's it. Alright, so we're done with that part. Now, let's see if we can do something useful with this. Let's go to Project, Add New Item, Add New Data Source, Database, Data Set. Make sure that we have a connection string so that we can connect our form to the database. Click Next. Make sure that we've got a good connection here. Let's choose tables, and in this case there's only one, the simple table, so that's okay. Let's make sure we've got all of these fields selected. Click Finish. Data sources. Okay, we've got our data set, and we have our table where we've created our three fields. Well, let's go ahead and grab this. Drag it onto our table. Plunk it on there, and we're pretty much good to go. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Debug. Start debugging. Well, let's drag this on, and of course we can clean this up, change the names of these, but here we have our database listed on there. Okay, and we can if we had more than one page, we can move back and forth. Let's go back to our different data, our different values in our fields. So we have a created a form, and we added an SQL database. Okay, let's make one small change to this. I'm going to go ahead and select this. And go back to my data source. And I'm going to go to details. And let's bring this on and try this out. And let's run this one. Debug. Start debugging. And you see how this one looks a little bit different. And we iterate through. A little bit different way of iterating through this. Okay. Make a change to this. Okay. Well, that will do it for a simple database.